welcome back. Welcome back to the tutorial, and today we will be finishing off the notes, and also we will do some work on the eye socket, and maybe if we got time, we can get started with the body. Okay, so what we left off last week is we were trying to finish this off, but yeah. And the nose off. Yeah, we didn't finish it, but we can do it today. All right, so I'm gonna do my first thing because has been bothering me for a long time, and that's the eye socket around here. Um, it's too flat, and it is really hard to get that correct if you don't have a circle to mold around. So you have your eyelids that molds around the actual eyeballs. So what we are gonna do is actually create uh, an eyeball. So let's create a sphere. So a sphere like this. I like to have this sphere like um, like this. See this little thing here, that little dot there. I like to have that forward. Let's see. Oh, getting that. And so this, so create that 90, and it is okay to have this a little bit heavier, if we call it. We can try 16 and see if that works. I think that is actually too. Yeah, just leave it at 32. So what I'm gonna do is have it at 32, and then have it like this, and try to line it up. So now this one is too far back. Bring it forward, left view. And what we are trying to do now is trying to line this up as good as possible. So we don't, what we are looking for is we don't want these gaps right there. That is not what you want. So let's move it in a little bit. Okay. So I guess this is okay. All right, so let's have a look first. Let's have a look at anatomy. Let me get a new tab up. So it is important to have a look. So eye eye anatomy. So let's see what comes up. Okay, so eye anatomy. Eye socket anatomy is better maybe. So okay, so we have your eyes. It's some of it quite gruesome, but yeah, just bear with me. Okay, so these muscles here. So let's see. So here you have the eye wrapping around. So that's what we need to do as well in ours. So let's go back to our 3D scene. Um, I'm actually not too fussed about. I might bring that up a little bit and bring this in like that. That might. What I'm looking for and when I do stuff like this is as little as little space that I can see through as possible. So because this I like to keep my eyeball like round like this. So it's easier for me to rig later. So you might just change the size a little bit like here and there, but in general that yeah, you can as long as it's quite close to what you need is fine. Um, and we are gonna mold our geometry around that area to the eyes anyway. So you're trying to get rid of as much empty space as possible. So this is probably what I'm looking for. And bear in mind that you have the ability to actually, make it smaller or larger, or just you have a lot of control over this model. Okay, so I think I found the size. I think I'm happy with that. All right, so what do I do next? Well, first let's just go over here, and now let's start molding. First thing, I like to do the corners first. Make sure that I haven't selected anything at the back. So this is a good opportunity to use soft select. Where did it go? So soft select is one of my favorite tools. It's very very effective when it comes to moving a large area of vertices. So let me try to find it. Should be around here. Soft selection. Here we go. Soft selection, and I'd like to turn that on because I don't want to select anything else. Probably not as important right now, but later on it will be. Just push that in about there, and I like to actually push this out a bit so it covers the whole thing. And over here, I like to push that out a little bit as well. Here, push it out about there. It needs to wrap around. So over here, let's push that in. Top view sometimes helps. So there. So I need to move this out now because I pushed that in. I need to move these out a bit. That's too much. So I take it down a little bit, push it out, and push it out. This is only temporary as well. This will be changing soon anyway. But we do need to start molding the different parts of the eye. See, now it's much better. It's shaping, it's folding around the eyes instead of like the other way around almost. So this will help your character get a better feel of that character. And her eyes are extremely large. So see, now we can also see there's some fault here. See here, it's not very nicely flowing. So we might even have to adjust it a little bit before moving on. So for example here, maybe bring that up a little bit, bring that up, bring that up. This you can adjust later on anyway, but as long as you're happy with the size of your eye. Feels a little bit big now. Well, let's take it down a little and see what we get. If you make it smaller, then you need to bring it forward, and that is become sharper. So you have your eye will protrude a bit more. Okay, so I actually like this better. So a little bit smaller, but a bit further out. It got that little distant so that it comes out like that. I actually like that quite a lot. So yeah, that's what we're going for then. So it's really up to you how you want your eyes, but I do like it that way. So I'm gonna do it that way and move it out. But because I have done that, then we need to do some more adjustments. Okay, so let's go that. I'm happy with the size now. And now let's move these back in. soft selection on and move that in a little bit. And see here a bit, I'd like that to be up here, so move that in a bit more. So you got a more wrap around like that. Okay, like that. And later on, we will have to adjust this anyway, so no problem. As long as it's got that wrapping thing going on there, you're fine. Okay, so here maybe move it out a tiny bit. There has to be more geometry, but that comes later. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's mirror this over, and generally you let's first need to be taking the rotation down to 0, so it's looking straight at us, and we can adjust that later. So we can just copy like that, press OK, and then you have this number here, so 3.31. We can just copy that and paste it in 3.31, but in positive direction. So then you have mirrored it over. Before I move on to the nose, I will actually do a little bit of adjustment, so we don't have to later on. Soft selection off, and oh, yep, one, and then adjust that to come up. Take this up a bit, and like take this up. I like this to be a bit more forward. So about there. Let's get rid of that and bring it forward a little bit. So it's kind of divides it a little bit more even. And this stuff you can do later on anyway, but whenever you think of it, it's really, really easy to forget. So we can just do it straight away whenever you think of it. So you don't have to be stuck on one area. I get bored of all the time, and then what do I do when I get bored? I just go, yeah, I'm gonna go and work on something else for now. So okay, so I'm happy with that. Clear all, and let's just get rid of some, because we have done some adjustment on one side and not the other one. So let's just fix that up. Symmetry, flip. Cool. So okay, now we can rotate that like 5 degrees maybe. Oh, 5. So that looks a little bit better, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay, let's leave it at that. The reason why I wanted this forward is because I can make stuff out of that. So I can select that ring and then make a extrusion out of it and then push it in, so you can become your pupil. And yeah, it's just really easy to do that from that point. But without that, that might be a lot harder. So that's why I like it to look forward. Okay, so bane of my existence, the nose. So let's do the nose. I have been holding off on that for so long, and yeah, it's time. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna apply a standard gray. That is just so it doesn't get me confused with anything. Notice that I'm not attaching these. I'm not attaching these because they need to, currently, I actually gonna leave them to the end, because once I have them attached, they lose their center. Okay, so, but I do need them to have that center to rotate around. So if I just go click, right click, attach, then that would part of the head, and this will be its pivot point. So everything will be pivoted from that. It's kind of just hard to find the center otherwise. So I just gonna leave it for now. Okay, so click, click, freeze, freeze selection so I don't move it. Okay, so let's have a look at the reference, and she got a cute button nose that we can get in there. All right, so there's not a lot of definition here, but over here you can see that there's a little well, there's geometry coming out there, and then you have the nose holes that goes in there. All right, all right. So let's just go back to our model. Okay, so let's first get this working over here. So let's connect these up. Um, I will actually be doing these and connect them up first because I find it easier to actually go and do that. Close everything up a bit easier if I close it gradually. So, okay, so that's that. Uh, I'm not too happy about that. Actually, I do need one extra line coming out of there. So what I'm gonna do is this. So if I connect these two up, and then I have connect this, cap that, and I cut through here to create that quad coming down like that. And that will enable me to have this extra one coming in. Okay, so now let's, okay, the nose is like this. Let's check with, okay, so that's quite good. So what I'm gonna do is just extend this and toggle weld, closing that hole here and hole there. We might have to extrude this, but let's just connect them up first. It's better for my sanity. Otherwise, I'll go crazy and I have no idea where I am. Okay, so now we have this closed up. Obviously, it's not looking the way we wanted. And so what do we do? Yeah, well, we'll come in here, inset, inset, coming in, extrude that. Oh, not inset, extrude this, and we have so so we have this shape here. Obviously, it's not looking the way we want it. However, we can toggle weld here. So it's all about you creating something and then shape it to the way you like it, like this. And okay, so I'm gonna take this out, shape it a bit more, coming in, and if we look at our reference again, so there's this round here, and she got a small triangle. It's quite a soft shape, so let's just deal with that. Take this in. Actually, let's just go. My favorite tool. Go and relax it, and just relax that. Just give it a tap. Don't need a lot. Just relax that. Okay, like that, and push it out. So like this, push it out, push it out. So we have over here, I might actually go like this. Toggle weld, toggle weld, toggle weld that, toggle weld here and there. We can deal with the rest later. But okay, so this is because we want that nose, the hole. So we want the hole here. So inset, and then maybe scale it down, scale it down. So it can't be super big, you know. Extrude, take that in, left view. Yeah, all right. So that is probably the size. And yeah, so we have a nose here, but we still need to shape it a bit more. So take it down. Okay, so I have this that does not be selected. Okay, so take that down, shape it, shape this. We might have that fix that later, but yeah, right now it's not the time. So coming out here, select those, push it in, push it in, and have a look at the front view. Oh, I forgot to delete those. Okay, so yeah, it's starting to come together, the shape itself. So let's push that in, but topology wise it's not the best. However, well, we can fix that. No problem at all. So here we got that going on, and I want this to come down here to be an extra one. So the one good thing is just connect this and collapse. Let's see if I can find collapse. Yeah, just let's toggle weld that. Toggle weld this one to that one, and then we can just connect these up. So connect this one to that one, like that, and cut from here to there. And now we can actually remove this while keeping. So this is to keep it consistent, keep it so we have that extra line. I actually, to have that extra geometry to form that little dent that that we are gonna need later on. So if we cut through here, cut down there, cut down there, yeah, just leave it like that first, and let's see what we get. So of course we can now shape it a bit more now. So we go top view, and now start creating that indent that we are having, like there. So if you have a look at your own nose, this, you will find this as well. So coming out. All right, so this is okay. So I can actually take this all the way. Coming down there. Cool. So now just push this in. And we still have quads everywhere. But this will probably work a little bit better. So here. And push it out. You're probably never gonna see her inside of her nose, so probably not that important. However, we do need to have one line coming down here. So one line that goes like that, because we need to have that little, above your lips, there's two little streaks that goes from the nose and down, and then forming that V shape around there. So we need to create that, and to do that, we do need to add another one, like right through, like that. And yeah, we can keep it like that. I am, however, not very happy of where it goes and the amount of geometry. Because if I add one here, I kind of need to add one there to keep it consistent. Well, let's leave it in for now. Okay, so like that, and let's shape it a bit more because we have added one, so we need to shape the nose itself a little bit more. Yeah, yep, I'm kind of liking this. Okay, so let's go to left view and just adjust the shape itself a bit. So push that back, push this in, uh, push that out. Now that is part of the nose itself. So, okay, so I'm not too happy with this part because it's a bit too harsh. So let's just do that and relax it. Make it a little bit bigger and just relax this area here to be a bit less harsh, and we can work around the nose itself, the shape. So, okay, so yeah, the nose is starting to come out, and yeah, I probably need to work a little bit around this area here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna relax that a bit. Just relax a bit more. And let's have a look at the smooth version. Collapse that down. And yeah, that's starting to come together. So let's relax the center a bit more. Again, I only care about one side. So let's just relax that, relax that. And let's relax these areas and relax that. And it's getting there, but there's probably a long road before we are actually finished. But yeah, it's a good mesh. It's a good base to create something really nice. Okay, so let's push this back out, push this in a bit. Okay, so let's leave it like that. When we have more stuff to put in, then okay, so actually that wasn't very painful. I should have done this a few videos ago. However, that's how I model. Okay, so let's get rid of that, get rid of these two as well, and now let's just symmetry that, see how that looks. Actually, I probably need to align them again. It's really easy to misalign them. Edit geometry, so X, ooh, and deselect these, and X like that, and make sure, see, there's a small misalignment. Take that to 0, and then symmetry again, flip, and make sure that that's really small number. Okay, so now our head is almost done. There's a few discrepancies around there, but yeah, I need to fix this first. This is what happens when you have extra selector and then use that tool. So we can go here, and right now it's not too important, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. I probably will end that line a bit earlier, but yeah, that's for later on when we really want to Yeah, no, I can't leave this. Um, okay, so I'm gonna fix this first because this is hurting my eyes. Um, okay, so like that. Make sure follow the edge. Yeah, a constraint edge is on. Just move it out ever so slightly and make sure that this is moved. Actually, that one needs to stay where it is, but I can move this a little bit like that. The better they line up, the easier it is for you later on. So what I'm gonna do here is just move these out a bit more. You might think that this is it's a bit heavy for a game character. For a modern game character, not so much. It's actually okay, but you probably want to reduce it wherever you can later on. But again, this is not time for it. This is there will be a time and a place to do that, but that's later on. And then there's you will gain nothing by rushing some of these steps, trying to fix it up beforehand, because there you won't have enough reference to how something supposed to be looking, and yeah, just not gonna end up to be very nice in the end. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this quite a lot, but I don't like this. This line, this is supposed to come down all the way here, like that. And let's collapse. It was supposed to come down like that, and this one is supposed to come down like that. So how do we fix this? Well, actually, I am gonna go like this and connect this up. I know it's adding a lot of geometry now, but it's justified. We can get a better laughing line with this in there, and we can do a lot more with the topology, a lot more with the shape by adding these in. Oh, no, not all the way there, but we can add that in here, connect that up, get rid of that. Oh, yep. And now we have what we need. And this is still quad, and we have enough geometry coming out. And let's, okay, now it's a time to push and pull. And a little bit less, bit more strength. Okay, so now let's just relax that. We can bring this back a bit, and this is also a good place to use soft selection. Soft selection, and take this edge distance and just move it back. Oh, edge on. Like that. Then soften it up a little bit. Cool. So that's cool. If we really need to reduce some of this, yeah, then yeah, we can reduce it. It's fine. But yeah, most likely this is okay. Edge on, off, and take it like that. And let's push it out a bit just to shape it a bit better. So let's have a look. Okay, cool. So let's shape this a little bit better before we move on to the next part, which I think I just gonna start the body actually. So yeah, so here can push it out here and push this out. The cheek itself, push this out. relax that back in, push that out, relax that, and let's have a look at the left side. Okay, now that we have so much more geometry to work with, we need to be doing a bit of cleaning up. So around here, maybe she got a big one. So here, take that in. So this becomes her bottom lip. So defining her lip a bit more, like that. And because I moved those verts up, let's move these up as well. So let's just move these up and move these up. And this is purely manual work. That's just no way around it. So yeah, move this up a bit more, and here is to define the lips better. Yep, so we have here, and now let's define that. Doesn't have to be perfect right now. Okay, so now I need to fix this side, like there. Move this in a bit, and then move this down a bit, and normalize, basically normalize everything. And these are just small adjustments that we need to do later, sooner or later. All right, so that's is pretty much it for the head. We might do some more retypologizing around here. Maybe I actually like this to go something like, yeah, I like it go out, flowing out a bit more like this. And this one corner here, I can make it go out a little bit more. But yeah, we can just go like this and like this. Yeah, we'll solve that later. Okay, so let's make sure you don't move it. Okay, so that's the head itself. And we'll do the hair another time. But let's have a look at the body. So how do we tackle the body? Well, and how do we make it so it goes down like the way we want it to? But before I do that, I think I'm gonna end this line here. I don't see a reason why it's supposed to come all the way. So let's end it a bit earlier. So here, and I just go delete that. And now check it out. It's a quad. But instead of it having going all the way around, I ended up here instead of down here, giving me way less and way less what I need. Well, we don't need that much. So we are just gonna end it there, okay? And to me, her neck would not be that large either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and soft select on and try to, yeah, there is a max thing that it doesn't display the other side. So what we have to look is the other side. So over here you can see how much you're gonna move. So about there, and take it up a bit more, about there. I actually, that is good. I can actually reduce this a bit more, so we can actually end it this one like there, and again this one in like this, Oh, make sure that soft selection is off. Move this in. That's still a quad. I reduce a line, and that can become, if she, for example, had a really pronounced windpipe. If you're modeling a male character, they might have way stronger Adam's apple and a windpipe that is very pronounced, and they have muscles coming down here and binding to the collarbone and so on. So those can be actually guidelines. So you can actually just go, yeah, that's gonna become that muscle and so on. Yeah, but I'm quite happy with this though. I'm just gonna do a little bit of adjustment here. Okay, so convert that to poly, and I am gonna take this down a little bit because I feel like, yeah, she got a very pronounced neck. It's too thick, so it's not capturing the correct appeal. So about there, those things, don't worry about it. We'll sort that out. And about there, oh, didn't get everything, so let's just get everything. About there, I'm liking this a bit better, so make it slightly bigger, adjusting. Cool. So now here, I like that better. So let's just leave it like that. And there's something wrong there, but that's fine. I'm gonna delete half of it anyway. So delete that half and delete that. Oh, we'll fix some problems later on. But cool. So now you got a more defined character. I don't like this part at all. So let's relax that. And might have to retypologize that part itself. But that's don't worry about that for now. We'll go through it once we get to it. Yeah, a bit more here. So a bit more here. And let's reduce a bit more. Reduce a bit here. Push it. Reduce. Push. Reduce. Just to get that cheek out a bit. And I'm actually gonna push these, but specifically this line out a bit, because once I have pushed that out, it gives it more of a definition here, so we can have a better shape. But yeah, okay, so let's just move on. Let's move on to the body. Okay, so I just gonna leave it. Sometimes it's just best to leave it and come back later. So when you stare at something for an extended period of time, you kind of stop seeing. You guys probably see a lot of errors that I don't see right now, and that's because, well, I'm so concentrated in this that I don't see them. That's a problem. That sometimes the only cure for that is you step away, say, all right, I'm not gonna look at it, and then come back to it. And over here, I really not liking this. I really want these two to be collapsing, this coming down and this coming down like that. But I don't want to do it now. It's forever a battle between, is this change I'm making gonna impact onto your model, and how much time would I spend on it. And yeah, it's a forever battle of time and quality. But yeah, for now, I think I'm just gonna leave it. Uh, okay, like coming out a bit. Okay, before I get stuck again and then get into the little nitty gritty things, I just gonna move on. Otherwise, I'll be here forever. Okay, so now that we have this character here, the head is model. It still need refining, a lot of refining, but we can move on now. We can move on to over here. I'm actually gonna extend my neck down. See here, see how this I have ended this like that. That could be over here, becoming that little. We can push that in, so it becomes that little indent that goes in there. So let's just do that. Select border, put that down and out. And let's see over here. Okay, and then push this down to meet that. And what we do is add one in here, bring that shape back. That so the neck is still there. And let's see if this is matching up. No, it's not matching up very well. So let's just match that up a bit better. And so let's match this up a bit better. And I'm just gonna go through and relax it. So over here, relax it, and basically that's the head. That's almost done, almost done. You will have a final pass going through the how they you have to go a final pass to do the details, okay, and do the topology and so on. But I think this is like the third or fourth iteration we have gone through. You know, we have gone through the basic things. We have just set out everything we need, and then we went through it again, put in details, and so on and so forth. But that's modeling. You can't do everything at once unless you have like 30 years experience and have done this forever and ever, then you won't get everything. You will always miss things. So instead of trying to get everything, just try to get what you can see. And as soon as you see something, just go and fix it. All right, I am actually very happy with it. So that's our head. Let's start on our. I have 12 more minutes, so let's start on our body. Okay, so I'm done with that. Unfreeze everything and just hide it. Hide selection. And I like to hide it because I don't want any distractions. So I generally start off my body as a cube, or a box. Align it, X. Okay, so we have the body right here. So align it to the neck about there. I like to take it in like this to align it to the thinnest part, because to me it's easy to actually bring it out. Some of these parts it's easy to bring it out, but it's quite hard to deal with some other things. So that's just how I like to do things. So okay, so over here, go to left view. See how this is way back. So let's push it forward about there-ish. Same kind of deal. Now this character has a very arced back, and that might cause some problems. But yeah, we'll get to it when that happens. But I like in general, I kind of like this being pushed back a little bit, so it aligns up a bit better. Okay, so let's just okay, I'm happy with that. Convert that to a poly, and the first thing, absolutely first thing, is I add a center line. That's crucial. That's almost like a weight carrying line there, and then I add one going horizontally. So, and that I'll about there. Okay, so the next one I add up here because I'm gonna extrude the shoulders out of here. But before that, I probably need to scale this out a little bit, only in x-axis. Okay, only in x. So like that, and here I'm gonna add another one and then scale this down like that. So this is gonna become our pelvis. And now let's have a look. Okay, so let's just follow it as closely as we can. Bring this back because I already know that the x is fine. I need to deal with y, but it will appear as x again. So let's just go through it like this. And the chest, maybe a little bit less first because it's easy to bring it back. It's no problem at all. And yeah, okay, we have to move that forward. Yeah, actually not that bad. So let's just keep that. And this is, yeah, just leave it for now. So I have a rudimentary body going on here. Okay, so let's start with this. I can extrude this. Okay, so that's her shoulder. Move that up here. And this is gonna be her shoulder up a bit. So coming down. Okay, so the reason for this is I want something going like that, you know, a loop coming like this. And that's how I get that. Okay, so that I'm happy with. Let's see. Okay, so this I need to move backwards about there-ish. And then we can just extrude it out here. Extrude. Okay, so that's gonna be our arms. So bring it up here, bring it down. Probably, I probably need an extra one coming through here to give that more support. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna put this, and like this. And okay, so like that. And let's connect these. And what I do is select these two, collapse that. Select these two, collapse these. And now reshape. So bring this up. Oh, bring this up. And now I can have a better leeway of shaping that shoulder. Bring this up. Okay, so bring this out a bit. And this is our new inner shoulder loop. So, okay, so there we go. Obviously, it's looking a little bit strange, but this is the beginning of things. So I'm not too concerned. So now that we have that extra loop, we can actually shape it a bit more. So we have an arm. So the arm is over here. So which means that I actually have to move all of this back a bit. So let's just move that back about there-ish. And because now this is the furthest I can take this character as he stands right now. So I just gonna delete half of it because I can see it better this way. So this is kinda the furthest we can go with what we have. So we can bring this back a bit and bring this out a bit, and this definitely bring in, and this bringing in, and so bring this out. So what do we do now? Now that we can't do any more? Well, now is the time to actually add more. So how do we add more? Well, first off, we have to add one here. So now now we can have thickness. Um, we can so now we can actually bring these down to create a semi-round shape. So go here, bring it down, and bring this up. Oh, not that one. Bring this up and bring this up as well. So now that I have this, it's still not a circle. Well, no problem. Let's add another one. So now let's bring this out a bit, bring this out, and bring this out. It's looking really bad, all right? You're looking, the shape is all over the place, but this is the beginning. You're not looking for perfect at this stage. If you're looking for perfect at this stage, then you're looking in the wrong place. Okay, so I'm gonna go and delete this. Make sure you don't get any stray ones. Okay, so before I end this, I want to do the pelvis and the leg area. That's gonna be an easy one. So go over here, clear all. I don't like that extra one going in there. All right, so now we have that. So we are gonna make from this area. So here, extrude. Oh yeah, first, before you extrude, make sure that these are lining up. Okay, so now here, let's extrude that. Extrude. This is our pelvis, and this is how we're gonna put it around there. Cool. So there, that's great. And now let's extrude that. Extrude the knee. Take notice that I'm putting in the critical lines, critical paths, you can call it, right now. Not to worry about a lot else. So if I just put these in, the shape will come out by itself. So if I'm gonna just extrude this one more, and let's just take, oh no, let's take, not with me today. Okay, so here, about where that ends, that looks wrong to me actually. So let's just bring this up a bit. Yeah, you can get references that are gonna help you a bit better. But here, so now I have this. It's a shape, and it's not the world best shape, but let's move this back. Let's move this. I'm not looking for perfect. So over here, line this up as good as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. Okay, so now let's add another one. Doom, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay, cool. So now we have the correct ones. So before I stop the video, I want to actually get rid of some things over here. get rid of that and delete. And what I'm gonna do is actually gonna use relax tool and get some of that softness coming in. Make sure it's not edge constrained. So here, relax that, make it bigger. Oh, that's too much. Okay, over here, I probably add another line here. Perfect. All right, so now let's relax that. Relax. And let's bring it up. Okay, so like this, like this, like this, coming in. So this is just the initial thing. I'm not too concerned with anything else. I just because I know that all of this the loops are there and can support the shape. So okay, about there, relax that. Okay, so now we have that, relax this. Actually, so just go relax like that. Scale it up, relax, relax. Oh, scale. Oh, like that. Scale it up. About there. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna leave it, and we'll continue on with the body next week. Just refine it a bit more, and then just shape it. It's all about the shaping now. It's shaping a bit more here, and just let's have a look first. Let's symmetry that. Symmetry, flip. So we have a rudimentary body going on here. This is by no means the greatest thing. This is actually not that great, but this is a start. This is a start where it's a good base to build your model. So we can take this in a bit more, just relax that a bit more. Yeah, relax that, relax that. So let's have a look. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep, yep. I'm happy where this is. So let's just leave it at that. And not too happy. Last thing. It's very easy to get lost in this. It's very easy to yeah, the one last thing here, one last thing there. But yeah, okay, no, I'm not too happy with this. Yeah. So now we can actually see what's wrong with this. Look how back it feels. It feels like it's like leaning back so much so that she's gonna fall over. It's a very unbalanced character right now. But yeah, you as an artist, you can fix that in no time at all. Cool. So yeah, thanks for attending, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.